is Marc Kramer, Senior Lecturer of Entrepreneurship and host of Asian Founders and Funders. Today, my guest is Candace Nguyen, founder CEO of CNG Education. Candace, welcome.
Yes, hi, Mark. Thank you for inviting me today. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. So, Candace, before we get into your company, give us a little bit about your professional background. How did you get to where you are right now? What was your degrees in, and how did you get here?
Well, I think everything in life happens for a reason. So basically, after graduate from university in Vietnam, I decided to go and study abroad in Switzerland for the degree of hospitality and tourism management. And I got the MBA and MSc degree. Then I was worked in the US. So after working in the US, unfortunately, on the ways of growing up myself the careers of hospitality industry, I got one very big accident. So I need to stay in the hospital and go back to Vietnam for almost a year. I'm kind of losing my track on my hospitality industry, but it is a really meaningful time for me when I go in hospital to think about of who I am and what I really want to do in life, and look back for the past and look forward for the futures. Then still my health is not really getting well, and I can't able to travel around to continue for my hospitality careers. I decided that, to let me be who I am on those time, I will get very good education from Switzerland. And also before that, I also study in Philippines. So all of the base education can make me become stronger, more mature, more knowledgeable. And I believe that education is the root which everyone, when they get the right education, they can be successful and happiness in the way of who they are and who they want to be. That's why I decided to open the own business related to education, and it is a study abroad consultant company. It named CNG Group Company. So for now, I already opened my company for 1 year and 6 months, I think, 1.5 years, more than 1.5 years. And now I still growing up, and now actually suddenly I become entrepreneurs. I just the first play as I want to nurture and give the advice for all the students who can become the future leaders or future hospitality managers. But for now, as more as I'm get into the business as as bigger as my knowledge is for what is entrepreneurship, so how to do startups, so all those things. So I'm still on the process of that, and I'm really enjoying that. So here I am, still working on those.
So tell us about the services you offer and who is the target market for your services?
Yeah, so the service I'm offering right now actually is education consultant. I'm consultant for students who want to study abroad in the developed country like Switzerland, America, Canada, Australia, UK, and also study English in Philippines, like where I was studying before I can able to study in Switzerland. So besides consult for them the study abroad pathway, I also consult for students who want to get the scholarship, become their coach to guide them for the interview and for the motivational letters, for all of the things to make them to get the scholarships they want. And besides that, also do all of the visa process, which can allow them to conquer the world by the document. Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing now.
Is there a lot of
Yeah.
kids and parents who want their kids to study abroad? Is there a big market for this in both Vietnam and Asia as a whole?
Well, it's really big market out there, especially nowadays when, like we already, people in Vietnam, we already can getting rich, and even middle class, they already have enough money to provide for their student, for their child to study abroad, and they want their children to get the best education in the world. So especially now, I'm opening my company in Ha Long City, Quảng Ninh province, which I think one of the biggest economy in the north for now, when people earn a lot and the high standard of living, the expense also high as well, so they have enough budget to send their student. So they design a lot, not only in capital, in the Ho Chi Minh City, but in my hometown as well.
And so now you're in Minnesota. Why did you leave Vietnam to go to Minnesota for your business?
Actually, the reason is, under my logo, I put is a slogan, "Live your dream to conquer," and be the companion to have them to do that. So actually, to able to give them the advice, I think I myself need to be conquer the world first. And then I decided to go to US to connect more with all of the Americans university, get to understand more of them, and after understand more about the American system and how I can able to help them with all of the life ahead in study abroad. This is one of the steps which I decided to keep more research on to provide for students. And most importantly, when I'm throw myself in the area of the student, I can understand and give them real advice for all the weakness and strength they need to be aware of before they study abroad. Yeah. So that's my
Makes
main
perfect sense.
purpose.
How do you
Yeah.
market your business to let parents and kids know that you exist?
Well, I'm actually, honestly, I still don't think I'm very good at that. You know, the first 3 years is the hardest year when you figure out and settle out your business. So I just share what I did and what I learned. I was, me and also my staff would throw ourselves in the group of people in the Facebook group, like this one they want to study in Philippines, they want to study Switzerland or in America, in Canada. So we were in all those groups and sharing all the knowledge we know for every student who asking the question. So as more as we share the knowledge, as much as the student connect with us and asking for the advice, then from then, when we give the advice and they trusting us, and then they decided to make CNG become their companion. But besides that, of course, all of your connection, and actually, I call it personal branding for now, but I wouldn't think that the name is personal branding. I just know that, okay, everyone know I was studying abroad and I work abroad. And when I do the consultant about study abroad, they also parents or even the the friend of mine who want to improve their English as well, they come to me to asking for my advice. And of course, when they already have trust on me, this with that either provide more consulting for them. So in my first year is all of what I did. Yeah, and from now on, I'm trying to I want to expand it, and I want to make the customer experience is more meaningful and more thoughtful. So now I'm trying to adjust my canvas model to make different marketing strategy. Like I'm working on it now.
Right. So how do you know if a kid is right to go abroad? Like, what's the profile of the right type of student who would excel and enjoy the abroad experience? What do they look like?
Well, so basically, I think to talk about what does it look like is kind of cannot define by only the student. It also needs to be defined by their parents. As the Asian cultures, especially Vietnamese cultures, the parents still play very important, I think like 90% of the role in decided for the children pathway education. So basically with me, I'm look at the parents and the children together to understand them. If with the parents pictures, they are open-minded and they knowledgeable and they understand how important education for the far future life of their kid. So yeah, it's very important they're open-minded. And but after open-minded, they need to let their child to be in their own, which is not a lot of Vietnamese parents can able to do that. They don't willing to let their children to go around outside the world and suffering hard times to be grow. They just really want to protect their children. So I look at the parents in that way, open-minded and willing to let the children grow by themselves. And with a student, for sure, I think important is they need to have their own own courage to study abroad. Like they brave and they strong enough to know that when they study abroad, they're going to be alone. I think that's enough. So when they have the motivation of themselves, they will do on the step like study English or like get very good GPA, or also even show a lot of activities at school, and then they will able later on they can get the scholarship. So I think only motivation for the kid is as they want to conquer the world. They want to get out the comfort zone to do that. Yeah, so parents and kid, I look at both of them because both of them is my target market to take care of. Yeah.
Understood. And do you help the students get scholarships if they're interested in studying abroad? Do you help them connect with colleges who might be interested in giving them a partial or full scholarship?
Well, yeah, so actually, with a scholarship, we always have one, and if the students special importantly the capability of the student, if they can get it or not. If they can get it, I always encourage them to show what they have, and then I can guide them to show that for the university, and then they can get the scholarship based on their ability. Yeah, it's on my service as well. Even though even some because there's a lot of the government scholarship or the which the Vietnamese and other country they made it for the connection of two countries. And those one, I also provide the coaching and consulting one by one for the students so they can able to get it. Yes.
So why, once they get over there and the parents, even the ones who are open-minded, have concerns, right? They're a little bit nervous that their kids would go abroad. Do you stay in touch with the kids that you help bring into the US or any other country? Do you follow up with them and make sure they're doing okay? Do you check in on them?
Yeah, this is one of my customer journey experience. So we divided into 6 different steps where, like, before study abroad, uh, preparation to study abroad. So already get visa, and then after that is already study abroad. So we follow up on the journey from they don't know nothing and they need to have the consultant to guide them from beginning until they already study abroad. Because basically, in the end of the day, when you get the good education, because you want to get the good careers and good job in the futures after you graduate, and I even follow up on them. And basically, if I can able to find for them and connect them with the recruiters, I also can do that too. Otherwise, I always keep in touch during the time they study abroad, because I think importantly is companion. We are companion, so we go with them from the beginning until they feel like, I don't think there any the ending for relationship between CNG and the customer and my student, because I don't have them because of the service of the paying money. I helping them because I want to contribute more a good knowledgeable educational citizen for Vietnamese for Vietnam. So in the end of the day, I always, they can become my sister, my younger sisters, or with other employees. They keep in touch. They can be friends, and they can help each others for their life, for the normal life as well. Yeah, so it's what we doing.
So how do you like being an entrepreneur? What's the good parts about being an entrepreneur and what's the challenging parts?
Well, good part is a challenging part, I think. So the good part, especially in my first uh, years and second years, is I think I grow more than my business grows. And the good part is when you need to put yourself in different hats and you can realize what is your strength and weakness, and you need to be grow yourself a lot and really fast to be able to keep those hats without letting the business fall apart. So that is the good things, and the challenging is how to do that. That is what I was learning, and now I'm still, every day is challenging and every day good day, because every day when you wake up, you think you will have the list of the problem you need to solve, and in the end of the day, like, how do you deal with human, and how to deal with that, you need to learn a lot of skill. And I think which also teaching me a lot of of communication, of strategies, of even work alone, because I think instead of saying challenging part, because I love challenging and challenging is the good part for me, I would say the hardest part. And when you become an entrepreneur, you need to be accept it and love it. That is you always do things alone. You have your team, but you carrying your team on your shoulders, and you need to make decision to make the team alive, and that decision you need to make alone. And when you be alone, you get stronger. And the hardest part, I think, when you become entrepreneurs, you need to get over it. And well, of course, sometimes I couldn't make decision because I think I thought only have like 1.5 years of experience, but you learn how to face with that. And I also think it's a good thing and the hard thing as well. It's the hardest part, but I love it. And at the end of the day, when I look back with on this journey, still so much challenge I need to solve, but it make me who I am, become who I am right now. So yes.
Candace, how many hours a day do you work? And do you work every day of the week? Do you work 5 days a week? Because I think a lot of people, before they become entrepreneurs, they think, oh my God, I can control my life. I can like work whenever I want to.
All right.
But that's not really the case. I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and you have a lot more time off when you work for somebody compared to when you work for yourself. So how many hours a day are you typically working?
I stopped counting that for a long time ago. I work when I wake up immediately, and when I go to sleep, I still work. Yeah, I don't count it, so that's my day. Is like I wake up at. There's a day I'm not too tired. I will wake up at 5:30 or 5, and then I go to sleep at 12. Or if sometimes I cannot finish to solve all the problem, I go to the sleep at 1, and I wake up a little bit later, 6. My actually whole day is working, honestly. All the time,
That
like
sounds
yeah.
that sounds exactly like I am. You have exactly the same hours. I get up at 5:30, I go work out, and then I work until midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it starts all over again.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about work hours, so I think there's a time that so before when I work for someone else, like I had 2 hours, I think 2 hours. I always in the gym because in 2 hours I run outside, and then I get inside the gym for another 1 hour. Showers, everything related to gym to 2 hours. But
Yeah.
now I need to accept that I don't have those time anymore. And there's sometimes there period of time, I think last year or like first few months of this year as well, I accept that okay, if I can have 30 minutes for workout, it my day is successful. Yeah, it was like before when I started, because I think the being fitness is what yeah, it was with I doing the gym and sport when I was very young. When we were a kid, I think 5 years old or start in elementary school, I already doing a lot of sport. So uh if one day I don't do sport, my body will against it. So, but now I need to change my mind to say that, okay, 30 minutes is enough, and you need to do it effective. It's
Yes,
super effective. Yeah,
I do an hour a day, minimum 6 days a week, usually 7 days a week. And
yeah,
mine is bike riding and then bike riding and lifting weights.
yeah.
Bike riding every day, but lifting weights every other day. So yeah,
I
yeah, I get it.
but
So let me,
sorry.
so
So
let
talk
me,
about the
so
bike. So I also like have my bike with me, but and then said some few weeks I didn't touch my bike, but I think I'm not buying with really cheap price, and I don't want to make it in the corner without touching it. So my goal of August is every week I need to bike. Like if I another day I bike and gym or the gym. I need bike as well. So that is my target of this month, of at least touch the bike and ride the bike 1 time per week. But yeah, I think now the end of the month, I got it. Yeah.
So let me ask you one more question before we wrap up. Do you read any books on business, or do you listen to any or read bloggers, or what do you do to educate yourself about business?
Well, yeah. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. So every time I'm driving, or before I go to sleep, after, yeah. I'm reading, with the listening, the podcast, I listening all of the entrepreneurship, and especially in Vietnam, we have one of the podcast channel named Viet Success. And in Viet Success, they have also On Balance one, which they interview all of the CEOs or managers or entrepreneurship, and they're talking about all the trends and how to manage the business. I really love it, the with success, and or even the name, the Quốc Khánh show, it from the name of the host. But with the book, I think I have it with me. Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah, the business model, because now I need to. I think last year's what the book I like the most is Bark on the Wrong Tree. I don't know if you know that book. That book you, yeah, maybe you know. I will share Bark on the Wrong Trees, but it's worth teaching also a lot of the mindsets about the education, and so how to manage and understand people, because I think also the challenge for me when now I start to have the staff, and how I can understand and sympathize, and also still let them to do the good job. And but yeah, and a lot of other book. But also now I'm reading this because I review my model, Canvas model, business model.
Yes, yes.
Very nice one. Yes, so I keep reading that.
Well, Candace, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. And I wish you the best of luck with your business. And I certainly love your energy. And I'm sure
Thank
that the
you.
students and parents you work with, they're going to feel the same thing, and they're going to feel like they're being well taken care of. So I wish you the best in your business.
Thank you so much for inviting me. My pleasure to be here. Thank you.